Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2.
Check, check, 1, 2.
All right, sounding good.
Check, check, 1, 2.
Groovy.
Check, check, 1, 2.
All right, sounding good.
Check, 1, 2.
Groovy.
Check, check, 1, 2.
All right, sounding good.
Check, 1, 2.
Groovy. Hey. Good. How are you? I literally just jumped on live. I haven't even had a chance to like turn on any music or anything. I'm so glad someone's in. How's it going? Aw. Are you where are you at in Cali? Just gonna start some tunage. Hey, how's it going? So I was going to read some Oracle tonight. I was just going to turn some tunes on real quick. But if you would like a reading, you simply put, well, for whatever reason, my Spotify's being weird. You simply put that you would like a reading. Oh, in the chat, and I will. Oh, interesting. It says I'm offline, which I clearly am not. So maybe we won't do music tonight for whatever reason. It's being funky. I'm just gonna close Spotify and then try over. We will do a do-over. Normally I do this first, but the last few times I've been having some problem with my sound, so I was just coming on to test quick, and then I was going to get myself sorted, but hey, here you are, here you two are, so lovely. Thanks for coming in. A new seating. What does that mean? And soil? You mean you want a rebirth? I'm losing it. God, it annoys me that my music's being weird, so I guess we're gonna do this without music, but I don't love that. Alright, so today I'm going to start with the Daily Crystal Oracle deck by Heather Askinosi. And this deck's pretty cool because it really, wow, jumpers. So these are for you, Love with All. All right, so Appetite is the name of this crystal, and it says get out of your comfort zone. I'd say we did a little of that together this last month. Moonstone, live your purpose. And in a second, when I'm done pulling the ones that want to be pulled, I will also use my third eye to read these. But for now, lighten up. Angel Aura Quartz. I love that. That's one of my favorite ones. It's like a unicorn crystal. Lighten up. All right, so I'm just going to put these through my third eye and see what the angels have to say about this. All right, so connecting to the guides, we would love to pull anything down that is for the highest good of Love with All. You know who that is, Source. All right, so for get out of your comfort zone, they're saying extend. Stretch the boundaries of what feels comfortable and safe to you. Be willing to look at things that you're deflecting, things that you're putting off, things that you're resisting. And they're showing me like a tiger, like gnarling its teeth, like being protective of itself and not being gentle. Well, the cards say what the cards say. Live in your purpose. They say, they're showing me sunlight, like glowing. They're showing me forward movement, so forward movement on the road. This feels to me like it might be around a slightly uncomfortable. This is what they're showing me. Because I know you so well, I'm just going with what they're showing me. I'm not using anything I know about you. This is just what they're coming with when I ask. So they're saying this is around your home situation, and that maybe it's time to revisit anything there that feels discordant or unsafe or imbalanced. And so they're asking, they're saying you should be aware and notice what you're noticing, both when you're away from home and then also when you're at home, and any fluctuations in how you're feeling and how nurtured, alive, or creative you feel in different places. They're also saying, so lighten up, and they're saying that lightness isn't just around bliss. It's not just around chasing pleasure. Lightness has to do with going into density and taking, this has been actually a huge theme in the collective this last few weeks. It's taking density off the bottom. So they're saying, Hellfish, hey, what's up? Good to see you. Yep. And hey, DJ Daffa, lovely to see you. I'm just doing a reading for Love with All, but then if anyone else wants a reading, just, write in chat. Let me know if you have a specific question or general. Okay, so Love with All. They're saying, so one thing that's been in the collective right now is taking density off the bottom. So our lower chakras. So this is wounding from the past. This is anything that is based in our lower three chakras. A lot of us have the ability to go upward, but if we can't bring that all back down into our lower chakras and have space in there that's healed and whole, it's hard to embody the mastery that we're picking up by going up. And so sometimes we have to get our hands dirty in those lower registers, dealing with the past, forgiveness, letting go of anything that triggers us or takes us out of our comfort zone. And so that's kind of like the collective read on it. And then there's this other read where, like I said, a lot of people are continuing to move up in their ascension process. And sometimes we have to go back and practice purging out the lower densities being triggered and stuff, literally, and climbing out of it every time with our consciousness to help the collective. So if you're going to be a pass-through for source energy, sometimes they're going to take you into uncomfortable situations, maybe even ego deaths, where you've like been through this before. Maybe you're like, I mastered this, a few years ago. It's not linear. The journey's not linear. So, and especially if you've agreed to be an earth angel, source is going to take you up on that, and sometimes literally have you go through these patterns over and over and transcend out of them. That's like helping the collective, because every time we transcend, we are connected to a web of others in the collective, who we've been around with energy. And same with like forgiveness. Every time we forgive, and bring lightness to a situation, that spreads out into the energy field. Porous sponge. Well, the funny thing is, if people are too out of their body and not grounded, they are kind of like a porous sponge, and they can actually soak up other people's energy, trauma, and karma really easily. So it's a navigation of, being aware and awake and attuned to these beautiful higher frequencies, but also continuing to ground and come back down and, be physically in your body. Hey, Forever Quest, what up? Good to see you, always. Sorry there's no music on. For whatever reason, it was being really annoying. So all right, I'm gonna pull one from the Rumi deck for you, Love with All. You know what that one's all about. It's all about the juicy Rumi cosmic heart space. Alana Fairchild, she's amazing. Drain pipe on your aura. You had a few cards jump out. Love with you and all. That's kind of a lot for this deck, so I'm just gonna read them as if they're like a sentence first, and then ooh, hot tub. I'm coming over sometime. I love hot tubs. Okay, so Love with All. It came in as the all-encompassing hand. So this is embracing, for the most part, the divine feminine and surrendering more into the receiving side of the divine feminine, being more gentle, not forcing things, just allowing more faith and trust in your experience generally. 34, Layla. You can see how she is wide open. This is another card about receiving cosmic blessings and cosmic graces being, but you can see there's some real darkness in this card too. So it's again more about being with the deeper, darker moon kind of aspects of your experience and allowing yourself to go there. The courage of your love. Again, another card about faith. You can see the moon shining brightly on a couple here. But this is a card about inner harmony. Again, masculine, feminine harmonization. And then the blood angel. Again, this is healing womb space, inner child wounds coming in. So a lot of being in the divine feminine moon space kind of cocoon situation, having maybe like ego death or some rebirthing, and so that you can bust out into the new highest version of you. Now, just to note the numbers, so we're going 20, 34, so 2, 7, 11, and 7. So 2 7s, which is interesting. If I count it all up, let's see what it is. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 9. So liberation. So liberation is a great thing to strive for, but when we're aiming to liberate, we have to let go. We have to surrender. We have to have more faith and trust. And we have to create space, not only in our auric field, but also in our schedule, in our minds, for Source to lead the way. So yeah, I mean, a beautiful set of cards. I mean, this is like all about divine feminine, like being nurtured, allowing yourself to be nurturing, not always having to like drive the way forward, listening, but also speaking up, expressing your emotions. But sometimes this might mean being gentler, taking a gentler approach. And so sometimes that can mean listening to what's going on around you. 34. So again, this card is really, it's like a cycle of death and rebirth, and the cycle of life, really. But it's about going, it's really about surrendering. This card is really about surrendering to the cosmos, to the cosmic heart, letting your mind bow to your heart. And then just showing once more, there's so much beautiful color in this one. And the courage of your love. So it's just like, it's about going through the flow of life and really seeing how you can be, like, have faith in, because anytime we're trying to control, it basically shows Source that we don't believe that Source really has us. And it's tricky. It's tricky in this world to really fully surrender to what is and to the grace of God. And sometimes we think we're doing it, but we're still 50% of the time trying to control our experience, because it can be super uncomfortable to just go with the flow. And, you know, a lot of people think that that's not rational, that that's not even a possible way to live. But Source has a way of forcing us into it. And then Blood Angel. This is actually, so it's womb space, expressing and going into wounded inner child, root chakra wounding, and also anger, frustration, allowing yourself to figure out what makes your blood boil and why it does. Where are you giving your power away in those situations? Where are you not using your intuition when you get into relationships? You know, where are you being blindsided? And all of that is okay. All of that's part of the experience. But and anger is great. Actually, it's a wonderful thing to express in certain circumstances. And it might bring stuff up in your experience. It might show you what's there. It might show you who's with you and who's not. And it can move pieces on the chessboard. So, I mean, as you know, I'm all about expression in real time. You know, if you can bring your emotions into the exact place and now moment where you are, then you are fully present. And that is mastery, even if it looks sloppy. It's better than suppression. I have no I rock bottom. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I mean, some people think that they're harmonized in their divine feminine, but they're still trying to cram stuff through. They're still trying to force things, or they're holding women like this with all sorts of conditions and like thinking they need to protect women by keeping them, by being like the protector, or promoting them sexually or whatever. But really what women need is, we need support like this. We need there to be like no strings attached. We need to feel safe. We need to feel respected. We need to feel understood. And even your own divine feminine needs those things as well. So anyway, all right. Moving along. Who's next? DJ Dafa? Sorry, I must have missed. I'd love a reading on my abundance and moving out of what was keeping me stuck. People, gov, etc., past life karma, or family programming. Okay, DJ Dafa. Sure, absolutely. So, we're gonna do the daily crystal. And one jumped out right away. Turquoise. Prioritize your health. Prioritize your health. So I'm wondering, so here's a question I'm actually going to ask you, DJ Dafa. When we think about abundance, there's actually 8 things that we need to do to make ourselves an alignment, a frequency match with the flow of cosmic infinite abundance. And one of those things is to feel good about who we are and where we are, to be radically accepting of who we are. Because the energy of anything other than that is tight. It doesn't actually, it's not open to receive. So one thing that, self-care is a wonderful investment, and it's actually the work that we're here on this planet to do. We're like, everything else is distraction. The inner work and coming into self-love is the meaning of life. This is how you gain access to all the most magical things in the universe. Of course, it can blow some things wide open and open your eyes, and you might go through some uncomfortable times, but it's better than, again, suppressing the truth. Hellfish, I can remember bits and pieces of your reading. But I think one of the things was embracing your multidimensionality. But back to you, DJ Dafa. Okay, so another card came out, and it's kind of more along the same lines. Soothe your soul. So turquoise, beautiful. Prioritize your health. And then celestite, soothe your soul. This is a really, really lovely crystal, very, very healing. And obviously you can go buy these crystals too and work with them. But I'm feeling called to just talk a little more about abundance. So I am an abundance coach, and I am a certified life coach with the Brave Thinking Institute. And I do talk about these things. Now I'm living in a very interesting way where I've fully surrendered to Source, and I trust Source to give me everything I need. And while I have a business, I work very limited hours and spend most of the time playing and traveling, and maybe I'm not quote unquote rich in the bank of the third dimension. I always have my freedom and I live a very lovely life. So, you can certainly get rich with abundance and manifesting techniques. And you can open so many doors. I get all sorts of free stuff given to me, which is also beautiful. And I have manifested huge chunks of money as well. But right now I'm doing something a little different. And I'm literally living only on source's dime. And there have been some shifts in the actual programs, I guess, in the matrix around money too. So abundance should start flowing easier and faster to people, especially once they've healed their internal blockages. And so you mentioned blockages. So noticing what you're noticing is really a wonderful first step. So that's a great tool. And so any time you think about money, what are your thoughts around it? Is it a thought like I've always had issues, or I've always struggled with money, or I'm bad with money, or I watched my parents struggle with money? It's important to notice those things and repattern them. So, and even the words you say are super important. So like, saying sentences out loud, like you'll notice I said, while I may not yet, be experiencing that actually, I probably said something that I probably shouldn't say. I wouldn't normally say. Normally, I would say, I'm rich in the ways of the universe. I am infinite. And this is what it looks like while I am attracting my wealth or something like that. Like I wouldn't normally say like, while may not be rich currently in the bank of the universe or in the 3D bank. And I did put rich in quotes. But generally you'd want to watch your words too, because words are spells, and everything you say, you hear your cells in your body hear, and then the energy, the universe hears you as well. So it's really important to take note. Also, a lot of people sometimes like they see people being really brash with money and they get repulsed. And it's really important to change that dynamic with money and to be like, I love money. Like I would like more money. I welcome money into my experience. And like to change your thoughts, your ideas, maybe in grudges, resentments around like rich people, or even around maybe being in lack. Coming back into gratitude, right? Even if you don't have it now, finding gratitude is an expansive feeling, and it shows the universe that you want more. So you can also do things like when people compliment you, instead of being like, nah, and sloughing it off, you'd be like, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Or go on, like take it, receive those compliments, because that's another form of abundance. And even like when opportunities come, not immediately like saying, oh, well, I'm not qualified for that, or, being cognizant of what things are coming into your experience that are positive, and making sure that you're being with that, at least momentarily, imagining what if that was for me? What if this was the perfect time? Asking what questions in the positive rather than what questions in a negative. So a lot of people don't even realize, but their internal monologue has gone into worst case scenario, and like triage thinking instead of imagining, dreaming, what if everything did go right? What would that look like? How do I want this to go? So a lot of people that I coach with, my coaching clients, they can't even sometimes tell me what their dream is. They can tell me what they should do, what they need to do, or what someone else tells them they should do. But they haven't even thought of or dreamt since they were like young. So those are a few things that are just really important to manifesting. There's many more tips, but of course people pay me the big bucks for that, for all of the tips and coaching around that. And again, I've manifested, I've had accounts that were previously empty, and I've had statements that show me they're empty, and then I get a statement in the mail telling me that there's now $10,000 in the account, and I know that that's source. I know, I was manifesting a certain number of things with my true heart. That's the other thing. Source likes to reward your heart. It likes to reward things that it knows are good for you, not necessarily the shoulds of the world or needs, because I should and I need is, again, a tight frequency. It's not an expanded frequency. So it's interesting because you got to be mindful or heartful, really, when you're manifesting, and think of the place that you're coming from. Because if you're coming from lack to manifest, well, that's not an energy match. It's all about the frequency and being open and spacious. So as soon as you write out your dreams or goals, or say them out loud, is wonderful. Say them in the mirror every day, maybe starting with Ho'oponopono, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, and I love you. And like really looking to your own eyes and really like getting to know what it is like to look into your own eyes and speak in a loving voice. And then say, every day in every way, my life keeps getting better and better. And, quickly rattling off, 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. Gratitude raises your vibration and starts your day in a really good place. So when I get out of bed in the morning, I'm slow. I'm kind of slow in the morning. I have a lot of rituals that I like to do, not only like food-wise, but also meditation. And I don't like to get out of bed until I'm in a gratitude space. So sometimes that means I meditate, or I listen to music, or, I do a quick gratitude, gratitude speech for myself. And I talk about all the things like to myself that I'm really grateful for in my life or my experience. So the other thing to put into your manifesting is, right, you're not manifesting the means, you're manifesting the end. So really keep in mind what you want the end to be, and how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you're there? And spend more time imagining the feeling, the movie version, than the means. So like for a while I was manifesting the perfect job. But then I realized what I really want is time and money freedom. So why don't I just manifest that? And what does that look like? And then, we can work backwards from there. So anyway, okay. So, yeah, exactly, rock bottom. Exactly. I mean, a lot of people say they want money, but the reason that they want money is because they really want time and money freedom. And so, I have cultivated time and money freedom. Well, time and freedom. I've got money, and I've done 5 bucket list things in a year and a half. So I'm doing it. Would I love to have more money? Yes, universe, I would love to have more money. And I always get up and I say, universe, show me how good it can be. Show me the resources. So I pulled one more card here. Go with the flow. So I'm getting the sense here that you maybe have been someone who hustles a lot in the past. You've been rewarded in your life for a lot of doing, a lot of achieving. And maybe in your childhood, that's how you got attention from your parents. Me too. Hey, Jit, how's it going, buddy? This is your shout out because I haven't set up a chat bot yet. Woo woo! Everyone go follow Jit. He's amazing and I love him so much, and I cannot wait for the day that I meet you in person. So DJ Daffa, I've missed a lot of your comments. I'm sorry. But going with the flow. So anyway, they're saying one of the things that you're going to need to do is pull back into the present moment and start noticing all the things you do have in your life already. And also listening, using your senses to really listen to what's going on around you. Conversations around you, the birds, flowers, like they want you to come back into full gratitude and bliss in the every moment. So if we pull back right into the moment we're in, despite like really dramatic ailments, or like I've had some really weird experiences where like source takes over my body and there's like so much channeling through that it's hardly comfortable to even sit in my own presence. But barring any of that, if you're like a general like kind of normal person and you're safe, relatively safe in your environment, I think most of us would say if we pull into the now moment and we just look around, we're pretty safe. Like things are pretty good in this now moment. If we don't look at any circumstances, don't look at the past, don't look at the future, and we just pull into this micro moment, things are pretty good right now. We're with our Twitch fam. You know, it's that beautiful golden hour right before sunset, at least here on the Pacific coast. And we've got a roof over our head, you know, like basically kind of our needs are met in this now moment. So if you can live in that space, it gets you into more cognizance, more consciousness of like the beauty of your life, and also allows you to slow down enough to see what abundant source actually is already dropping into your life. And also shows you more opportunities, because if you're so busy planning your life and moving on to the next thing, always trying to be somewhere else, you miss a lot of the things that source is actually trying to deliver to you. And this is actually probably the most common mistake I see, is that people are pushing things through and thinking that they know better than universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it. And I believe God is a gift of divinity. You know, do I believe in Christ consciousness? Yes. But I'm not jamming the Bible down anyone's throat. Like, I'm not down with that. I believe everyone is divine. Everyone is infinite. Everyone is energy. We're all connected in this massive cosmic web. And we all have equal access. It's just bringing our conscious awareness into our experience. And, you know, sometimes it can feel like a slap in the face to be like gratitude. That's so easy. But like, how often do you get up in the morning and look around, and maybe you look at all the coffee grounds in your filter, you know, in the morning, and you look and there's thousands of coffee grounds in there, and you say, abundance. Like, I've turned it into like a little fun joke where everything that I see in multiples in my experience, I'm like, abundance. And it's like a really fun way to like remember, like, hey, I'm blessed. You know, I live in a first world. I've got a roof over my head. I have a cell phone. Like, sometimes pulling it back to the basics is like a really beautiful way to be reminded of what you have, and to get you into that frequency, that energy of attracting even more into your experience almost effortlessly. Yeah. Rock bottom, where are you? If you're not in your body, where are you? Trust me, so I call myself a butterfly unicorn tornado. I am rarely more than 60% in my body. And like, honestly, I don't want to be sometimes. And I sometimes have to like force myself to do all the grounding, eat a lot of food, go out, get my feet in the dirt, hug trees, put on grounding tools like gemstones, rudrakshas. You know, I have grounding stones. There's these massive, heavy copper stones that I carry. Sometimes I'll put them in my pockets. So I hear that. I am someone else body you know loves together. Jitsinator, you're all the bodies. Especially when you do the taking off of t-shirts. Yeah. Ooh, the mind trap. Man, being present. So notice what you're noticing is the first thing I would say about the mind trap. Because I am a multidimensional multitasker, and I always have analyzed almost every possible thing to death in my mind. And I often have to pull myself out of my mind and really, really challenge myself to be in the present and to be present with the present. And sometimes that means saying stuff like la 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 la, like literally like singing or something to pause the mind, holding my breath. Sometimes holding my breath is a great way to get me back out of my mind because it's hard to think when you have no oxygen. So breath work is epic. What else? Again, something that can bring you into the present moment. Sometimes I like work with my central nervous system. I like pull my own ears. I'll get some food, like, okay, and then I'll be like, I have to stay with this food the whole time, or a cup of tea. I have to be with this tea the whole time. If I find my mind wandering, I have to come back to it. And like, what are all the experiences of this tea? The textures, the flavor, how does it feel in my hands? Like, people think they're being present, but then they realize their minds on this tangent. Like even when I'm in the shower, like I could go 10 minutes washing my hair without even paying attention to washing my hair. I've driven from LA to Long Beach and I couldn't even tell you any part of the drive. So I hear you. Hellfish, sorry I didn't get to read for you next time. I look forward to the next movie night. I just love those so much. That's so much fun. Okay. DJ Jaffa. I'm sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent, but I do hope that all of that was helpful. And I'd be DJ Jaffa, I'd be happy to work with you more if that's something you're interested in. Just DM me on here or follow me on TikTok or Instagram and Facebook. I'm on all the places. There's probably the most content on TikTok usually or Instagram. But I do, one-on-one sessions. I do a 3-month like intensive coaching program that's really, really effective. And my clients are all achieving their dreams and it's really beautiful. But there's just a lot of keys to it. And one of the biggest ones is going to be self-care, self-love, noticing what you're noticing, repatterning your inner monologue and getting back into gratitude and the present moment. That's going to be a great place to start. Also, with something like TwitchCon or like events that you want to go to that are far in the future, putting those in your calendar well in advance and like prioritizing is really key. Like literally blocking off the time and saying, I am holding space for this, and this is a non-negotiable, and even saying it out loud to source, to universe, to the guides, like I'm holding space for this. I would love to do this. And then even doing a small exercise where you chart out what steps could I take in order to ensure that I'm going to be at this event. And then even just doing one thing every day, even if it's reading that out loud, reiterating that out loud to your guides or source every day, just something, even if it's visualizing every day, how am I going to feel when I'm there and I'm lucrative. But really the feelings is super important. Being able to feel into your dream, unapologetically and really like believing it, even if you can't see it happening in your experience, because sometimes these things take time to attract to you. String theory, there's like everything you're manifesting has to come into alignment with all the strings for the manifestations that are happening in your life. And sometimes if you dramatically make a change and grow, there might be an in-between time, a gap, as they call it, minding the gap, where it's going to take universe some time to like put the new stuff in place for you. So you have to be diligent in catching those thoughts and staying, I don't want to say staying positive, because it's not really about suppressing anything. It's actually more about not suppressing. It's really more about being with what is and being really honest with yourself about where you're at now. Can I love that? Can I love that into acceptance? And then be willing to make, changes that would feel more aligned for me, that would feel better for me. San Diego, so fun. I was just there for like 2 weeks with Love with All. Oh, DJ Daffa, that's so cool. I sorry, that's not cool. That's intense. And I would love to hear more about that. I'm feeling like you mean you were literally assaulted. That sucks, but also karma clearing. Yay. People in your experience can be used as mirrors. I know that sounds super harsh, but it's not always a mirror of like, ooh, they're exact versions of me, but maybe past versions of you, or maybe locked away expressions that are trying to get out. Like if someone's assaulting you, where are you assaulting yourself energetically? Sometimes it's literally just a karmic event and there's no need to analyze it. It's just, can you pick yourself up and move on and, move away from any energy that does not feel aligned or feels unsafe. I'm not actually using my reading. I'm using my coaching right now. So I'm not actually looking into that event. I certainly could if you would like me to. But 8/8 was a crazy day. People say it's the Lionsgate portal, but actually the Lionsgate portal is an astrological alignment, and that didn't actually move into place until around the 22nd of August this year. So there was a lot of powers that be around 8/8 that were going around in the energy field, actually doing some we were in a major retrograde and a kind of a dense timeline for the collective around 8/8. A lot of people are still expressing out and purging lower discordant energy still to this date. I'm witnessing it all around me. A lot of my clients are having these karmic returns, these loops that they're having to step out of using boundaries and self-love. And so again, boundaries and self-love is going to help get you out of some of these cycles. But also when weird, crazy, terrible, quote unquote, terrible things happen to me now, for the most part, I usually will laugh. I usually laugh and I say, yay, thanks for helping me clear karma. And, I just say, ooh, this is going to be really good for my movie. Because we're all the main characters in our movie. And we built this. We built it by every decision we make in every moment. And some of the stuff we literally built as a wake-up call. So sometimes when something really huge or terrible, quote unquote terrible, happens in your life, it is for a wake-up call. And it almost like when we go through adversity, it's like almost trying to push us back into our strength, back into making changes, choosing to relocate or just reassess. Sometimes it's literally just Source trying to get you back into your present moment. Like, hello. So like car accidents will frequently will happen because people are off, in their mind and not being present. All right, I'm going to pull another card for you that is not from this deck. And I really didn't go into my third eye with this. I just decided to talk to you about a few things, and it's all part of the flow. But I'd like to pull you a card. We're going to do the Enchanted Map Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. Give me a sec to shuffle. All right, so whoever's next, go ahead and put it in the chat if you'd like a specific question. Oh, and DJ Dafa, happy to do some healing at the end of this. And if everyone in the chat would be okay, if everyone in the chat would be okay to receive any healing and holing, I can actually just do a communal healing wash. Aw, thanks for a request. Yeah, Nietzsche's solid. I mean, so the quote that the Forever Quest just put in the chat, if you guys all want to read that, and maybe I'll read it out loud real quick. Oh, it keeps going. But the first part, it's talking about, so when people say, you'll hear people say, call back your power. And people think that's just like, oh, I just say this thing and all my power like returns to me. Well, that can help, but also calling back your power and being a master of your own power means that you willingly get yourself down in the dirty bits of life. Like you willingly walk into the storm because you know it's going to help you grow. You know you're going to learn lessons, and you willingly accept an ego death. If someone says something that triggers the shit out of you and you want to immediately like react, or you want to be like, I already did all that, chances are it's not resolved because that person is still triggering you. And so some part of you, some wound in you is still responding. And the way out of that is to be willing to have the ego death, and you will get slingshot forward every time you have an ego death. It is like the quickest way to manifest the next gift in your life. And people like hold on so tightly, like, I've already done all this. If you already transcended it, unless you're working on behalf of the collective, like some of us are, it's probably still there. You probably have some more work to do. And but that's how you get your power. That's how you become unfuckwithable, we like to say, is you're willing to like walk into it. Like you can even see how this could be dangerous. You can have the fear, but you still go into it because, you're not, what I said earlier, you're not deflecting. You're not avoiding. You're not bypassing. You're trying to be as alive as possible. The other thing, sometimes Source is just, you got to watch out what you pray for. Because if you pray for strength, Source will give you a ton of stuff that will force you to be strong. So again, using your words mindfully. And even if you say, I release something, what do the words re and lease mean? That basically means to re-up, to kind of double down, to sign up again. So it doesn't mean what a lot of people use it to mean. And so you really want to be mindful or heartful, I like to say, again, in how you're choosing to express yourself. Yeah, exactly. You guys know it. You guys know it, but are you living it? And I have to give a shout out to the Forever Quest because she had a major pivotal life moment, which I won't fully talk about here because I don't have permission. But she took the opportunity to take a beat, to know her worth, and to gently guide herself into more of herself and to more of what was in alignment with this new chapter of her life. And I am so impressed. Mwah. Okay, so strength. Ironically, you guys are writing about strength, and that's what the next card for DJ Daffa that came in is 44 strength. And you're literally holding up the world here. And the funny thing is, what does this look like here? Like, this is actually a piece of earth. But look at this aquamarine card that came up for you, go with the flow. Look how similar those look. That's so crazy. And so 44 is 8, infinite, the infinity symbol. So you have infinite strength and power is what they're saying. And so really coming into that, standing in that power. But they're also saying to use it as a jumping off point. Like finding where you feel like you have sure footing, and then like seeing how you can expand from there. The other thing that fours generally mean is everything's going to be okay, and it kind of means to stop second guessing and to move forward in faith. So we're taking the fours as separate, and then we're also taking them combined to the 8 to get infinity. And so it's a leaping off. We're leaping off. We're using our strength as a leaping off point. So where do you feel really strong in your life right now? Where do you feel like your foundations are? And then are they real? Or would you like to keep those foundations moving forward? Do they align with your dreams? If not, you might want to find some new foundations or start making new foundations that are more aligned with your dream life. Because if there's one thing I know about achieving your dreams, if it's like, a huge jump, a total transition, a total change, well, then you're going to have to take some baby steps, right, to get into that other lane. If it's within the same line, then great. You can use the foundation to just build off it. All right, the other thing that this card is showing me for you, they're showing me, even though this is Mother Earth is generally a feminine card, Mother Gaia, also moon energy. So they're saying for you, you might feel most alive at night. So is there any way that you can do your self-care in the evenings, or even find ways that you can do some of your creative expansion, your dream, your manifesting at night when, and it might be, for me, I'm an empath. So during the day, there's so much energy. It's really discordant. It's actually, I find most clarity and peace comes for me after like really 10 p.m. when when the world is sleeping, and I can just have a little more peace from all the downloads and all the energy. So I am most productive between like 8 p.m. and 4 a.m., which is hilarious because it's like the opposite of most of the world. But if I listened to most of the world, I wouldn't be here with psychic gifts. I would probably be dead because I almost worked myself to death in working in tech and traveling and being in corporate America. And so anyway, being on the opposite schedule and being open to that and open to my truth has saved my life. So the other thing that they're saying is, again, being gentle with yourself, like again, repurposing, being open to your more divine feminine, the more moon energy, which is, kind of working in the shadows. Like maybe you have some things that you really love that you'd like to express, but you or someone else judges them. So when we work with a lot of moon energy, sometimes we're saucy individuals. Like I'm uncovering this whole side of myself that is really, and you're gonna love this, the Forever Quest, really feral. I'm rewilding. I'm really embracing like the wild card energy in my life, and like my sexuality without judgment. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll even start an OnlyFans. I don't know what I'll do on there. Probably like photos, but without my head. I don't know. But like, I just don't believe that anything should be judged. I think the truth to life is like self-expression, like 100% self-love and full authentic expression, because consciousness is, all the fractals. It's like a rainbow. A rainbow wouldn't be as exciting if it was just like yellow. It's exciting because of the contrast, all the different colors, and those different colors are frequencies, and those different frequencies are emotions. So, allow each fractal, in order to build consciousness and have consciousness be this epic, magical thing, each of us has to be in our whole true authenticity. Yeah, so, Source is really challenging you to go into those deep, dark places that you might be suppressing or judging, and saying that you might find a lot more abundance, a lot more freedom if you allow yourself to be more free with the things you really desire. What are you resisting? Would be a wonderful question to ask yourself every day. What am I resisting? What makes me feel bad? What am I doing that I don't want to do? What do I feel I should do or need to do, but it makes me grumpy? What do I love doing? Starting to get to know yourself better. We all could use it, honestly. And taking downtime to do that, self-care. Self-care doesn't just mean getting a massage or taking a bath. Like sometimes that's escaping. Sometimes self-care means sitting down with yourself and really being like, I feel really grumpy today. Why? What makes me feel grumpy? And if it's my job, why? What about my job? Is it just that I have to have one? Is it that it's taking up too much time? Is it that I don't like what I'm doing? Is it I don't like my coworkers? Start to figure that out. Start to ask yourself really great questions. And if you need a partner, DM me. Happy to do that. Cosmic cheerleader, All right, so I'm going to stop and move on from your reading, dear beloved one. But if you need more assistance, you know where to find me. LovesToGather on all the channels. Hey, Zarek, how you doing, my friend? You've been doing all the fun things, it looks like. Playing out in public, being awesome. I know you do, girl. That's why you're doing so awesome. You're really an inspiration. How about the summer the summer of you? Seriously, I didn't want you to get a job because I love watching you fly. You're like a unicorn, butterfly, tornado, just like me. I was really sad I couldn't make it to LA, but I was in some missions, and I did not have my car, and the people I was traveling with, it was too far and too much with all that was being processed. Well, Zarek, sometimes that's a good place to be. What happens if you stop fighting? Yeah. Oh, that's what I had to tell myself, is like, you guys are Twitch fam. There are things upcoming that we will get to do together. And I honestly probably wouldn't have been super fun that night because I was pretty exhausted from a very emotional day myself. Well, I have to tell you, Zarek, I've been at zero dozens of times, and there's no greater freedom than when you're at zero. When you're at zero, you move into that wild card energy, that feral energy. You have nothing to lose, therefore you're free to do anything. Sometimes going to zero, reaching your bottom of the barrel, is actually the most freeing thing, because then you're not afraid. You're not afraid of it, and it won't hold that power over you again. Because you can see that you survived. You can see that you have friends, that no one's going to let you go homeless, that you always have options. Sometimes it means looking outside of yourself and being able to receive, being able to ask for help, being able to have a mentor, to ask for ideas, to kick things around, maybe even entertain stuff that you've never allowed yourself to entertain before. Trust me, been there a number of times. Sometimes that's what embracing the moon looks like. Sometimes Source won't give you clarity until you work through what you're resisting. Discreate, cancel. I'll hope for clarity for you. I'm happy to pull a card for you. I was just finishing up with DJ Dafa's reading. And so, yeah, Zarek, happy to pull a card for you, my friend. I think you're doing great things. In fact, you know, one of the things that's coming through, actually, without even pulling cards, the thing that's coming through for you, Zarek, is that you are such a go-getter. You're always doing something. You're always busy. And Source is saying they would like you to actually kind of celebrate what you just did, what you accomplished, this chapter of your life that's closing, because you're what they're telling me is you're actually graduating. You're moving into a new chapter. And a lot of times the only way to get us to move into the new chapter is for Source to take something away that we would have just stayed at. Because it was good enough, you know? A lot of times we judge these things that are quote unquote seen as negative in life, but really it's the kick in the pants that we needed to move on to the next thing, to open the new chapter, to go through the next door, to level up, to let go, to make some space for the next thing. So I feel like you're just in the beautiful in between, and as you allow that to be okay, the next opportunity is just going to drop right in your lap. And take this time to decide what you really want and what you're calling in, instead of just rushing into the next thing, because that's how people end up in stuff that's only okay. Yeah, they're saying take care of your health. Woo, and I'm feeling my heart. Holy shit, man. My heart's like pulsating with anxiety. So yeah, really, they're saying it takes some time to do some self-care, prioritize your health, open up your heart, like really allow yourself to be in a space of celebration for what you've just accomplished and this chapter of your life that's closing. I want you to go back and write down all your successes. It's painful, right? It can be uncomfortable if you judge it as like you're a failure or you did something wrong, or, you know, society will say, oh, you're out of work, you're a terrible human. No, great, you're evolving, you're leveling up. Source is telling me right now, no, they took something away to make room for the next better thing that's in higher alignment with your new frequency. You're going up, my friend. Celebrate. Seriously, dance, listen to music. Do it for fun, not for money. Like, do it for passion. Like, your heart really needs you to just acknowledge your gift, your presence, like your magic, like how far you've come. I want you to literally write down everything that you've done and accomplished in your life that makes you feel good. And I want you to like read it out loud to yourself and just like celebrate yourself. Like, you know, where were you 10 years ago? And what did you wish then that you've already accomplished now? Because a lot of times we accomplish things, we kind of keep going and we accomplish things and we forget to ever pause and celebrate. We're always trying to be on to the next thing, or we're never happy right where we are. This goes back to presence, and presence is the thing right now. For the awakened part of the collective, Source is really asking us to pull back into the present moment and to really just be in our highest vibrational state with what is. And it's such a gift. What if you don't have decisions to make? What if your only decision right now should be to let yourself relax and enjoy this downtime? What if you need to rest because the next thing that Source is going to bring you is so vibrant and so busy and is going to require so much energy? That's what they're telling me. They're telling me maybe it's not time to make decisions. Maybe it's time to celebrate, rest, recoup, and literally just think about what you'd like next, but give yourself a little downtime to call in the right thing. Because if we're making decisions, if we're overly planning, if we're trying to hustle into the next thing, you can do whatever you want. But what Source is telling me is that this is all by design and it's perfect. And they're trying to give you the next better thing and to not rush it, to be okay with where you are and to keep your options aligned with what you'd really love. So, don't take the first thing because you're worried about money, is what they're saying. So I'll pull one more card for you around that because I know that's a juicy one, but I wanted to pull from the Enchanted Map. Follow the leader. Wow, a lot of cards came. All right, so we're going to follow the leader. So remember how I said, finding a mentor might be good for you. And there's a clock in this tree, and then there's this path, this glowing path to this tree, which to me feels very peaceful. And then there's a clock just on this tree. So again, it kind of just represents, again, this idea that you're on the right path and you just need to rest for now. And then, the clock will show you when the next thing is there. It's just really, I don't know. And then there's these this little family. There's a fairy there and there's some little baby geese. They're kind of saying you're rehatching. And there's a praying mantis. So praying mantis, they're healers. They're 12th dimensional healers, and that's really rare for the praying mantis to come in on the card. And so again, going back to the self-love idea, this really moving into a space of self-love so that you can just receive the next thing, you can just attract it. Okay, so the next card that came is One Ring Circus. And the number is, so again, 4, everything's going to be okay. Move forward in faith. 6 is bringing yourself into harmony, alignment. And you see more of that moon, more of that resting, that divine feminine, that easygoing energy. And you're out on this cliff by yourself. You got all this fanfare. There is a hat. They've got a top hat on. And the elephant represents wisdom. And really sitting in your power. Being center stage in your own life. And coming into that place of self-worth. Hey, Cece, what up? I'm just doing a reading for Zarek, and then I'll move into the next person. If you like what you're experiencing, if you would like to become a subscriber to my channel or a follower, that would be absolutely lovely. I also can take tips at LovesToGather on Venmo or PayPal. And everything goes towards my craft and traveling to festivals and to visit Twitch friends. Maybe, probably, most likely going to the camp out that the Forever Quest could maybe drop some information about or a link to in chat. Spirit of place. So again, another 4. So 4 again means moving forward in faith. Everything's going to be okay. So spirit of place, this is being mindful. This is being present. This isn't looking to the past, not looking to the future. Being present, coming back into the present moment, being present in your physical body. Self-care, self-love. Coming to life, 9, 10, 11. This is coming into alignment. So you had a harmony card, a coming into balance, calling back all your power. This is another card all about coming back into alignment, coming back to life. Like literally celebrating yourself, getting into this beautiful. And she's got like a glowing orb, which represents the moon again. So a more feminine energy, receiving, attracting, letting go, freeing up time and space in your physical experience so that you can receive rather than hustle. There's also a little butterfly, which again means rebirth. So again, your rebirth being in a cocoon and then coming out a butterfly. So leveling up. Magic Prayer 32. This is a card of, again, coming back into your own power. The heart space, getting out of your mind, moving into your heart. The 5, so 3 plus 2 in numerology is 5. It's a change card, rebirth, change, new beginnings. Again, what is she doing? She's open to receiving. Field of dreams. And then you come out of the cocoon, out of the egg, and you come out a butterfly. And 3, that means new beginnings. Field of dreams. The universe is in support of your new beginnings. There's also a moon in this card. So again, divine feminine, receiving, resting, self-care, self-love. So they are pretty blatant about the way forward for you, dear Zarek. Hopefully you can allow yourself to rest, celebrate, call back your power, realign, rebalance, and attract the next thing without fear. Because if you're attracting from a place of lack and fear, chances are you're going to attract something that is not in your full, beautiful heart space, resonance, alignment. There's something better for you out there. And yeah, Sacred Pool was the final card that I pulled. And this is kind of hard to see, but it's literally this beautiful glowing like aura and butterflies. There's like a fairy kind of like laying in this pool, and they're just being anointed with all this energy. I mean, it's the epitome of receiving the new, and the epitome of grace, the epitome of letting it come to you, manifesting it. And 11 again is being in alignment with that, and it's really beautiful card. And so dreaming up your next thing, spend some time thinking about what you really do want. If you had all the time and money that you needed, what would you do next? And spending more time in that energy rather than I must get another job, I'm going to go bankrupt. Again, waiting for the other shoe to drop is not a good place to manifest from. It's questions like, what if it all worked out for me? What if the universe took this other job away so that I could have something better? And what would that look like? What would I want that to be? Yay! Fam camp out. Gonna be awesome. I put it on my calendar. Yeah, there's like one other thing I kind of wanted to do that weekend, but I think I'd rather do that. How many do you have do you have people registered yet? The Forever Quest? Great. Good, Zarek. So spend more time thinking and strategizing around that. Just one more 4. Everything's going to be okay. One more cocoon kind of birthing scenario, slow and steady. So, yep, they're wanting you to use most of that time to just realign. Beautiful. Anyone else want a reading? Sweet, sweet fam. I could also talk about like what's going on in the collective. There's been so much going on. I mean, so many people are going through rebirths, changes, leveling up, letting go. Nice. Yeah. Well, 20 is plenty to party. Awesome. Amazing. Well, I'm holding space for it. All right, Forever Quest, you got it. So I'm going to switch decks for you. I'm going to pull from the Rumi deck first, and then I'm going to pull from the Goddess Power deck as well. What do we need to know? Whoa, that's way too many. That's just clumsy fingers. What do we need to know for the Forever Quest highest good at this time? Well, shit. I keep throwing them across the room. I do have small hands, like really small hands. It's a bit of an occupational hazard for this particular job. So I've been loving this song. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, oh God, I can't remember who it's by right now, but it's like a really juicy techno track, and it's like I'm losing it, and it is just such a vibe. It's so juicy. That's been like running through my head today, and like I'm losing all my shits. Like I just do not give a shit about what anyone thinks. Like I'm just going so feral. So good. Oh my God. And losing is a great thing. Like honestly, as you move into the ascension path, it's all about letting go. It's all about letting go and just being your most wild, like authentic version of yourself, and just not letting anyone else get in the way of that. The Lover and the Beloved is the card I pulled for you. Forever Quest. Yeah, don't give away all your fucks, Rock Bottom. The Lover and the Beloved. So it's an 8, an infinite card, and I get the sense that this is, in your case, this might actually be a union. It's certainly a pretty saucy card. My cat's going a little crazy right now. I'm not sure what that's going to yield. Running around, meowing, running up and down the stairs. So we'll see if both cats get activated. And there's a lot going on in this card. So generally this card, more in the heart space too. This card is a card of sacred union. So it might mean that you're going to meet a twin flame, that you're going to meet a karmic relationship, that you're going to meet a soulmate. Generally more than just a passing fling. Now that said, twin flames can be extremely painful and triggering. So sometimes they only last 3 months, but they're really profound. Like the love is deep. Like literally when I met my twin flame, my heart, tried to magnetize with hers. And yes, I said hers. I don't typically date women. So twin flame things are like nothing you've ever experienced. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. It's not rational. It is just pure, unconditional love. And you'll look at the person and be like, how could I? That's not even, no. But your heart like literally tries to magnetize with theirs, and you just love them so much because with twin flames, you have been with them in so many past lives through so many things. You've set up a karmic contract to do work together. You are literally parts of the same soul, reincarnated. So anyway, something juicy is coming in for you, and there's all these other relationships and families in the background. And there's this burning passion, and passion's also, the lower, the root chakra, is kind of these colors. And that represents all the different past lives and past experiences that you might have had with this person. You may already know who this is, you may not, but something juicy is happening there. Oh yeah, my cats are very, very feral. Renata Fuchs! That would be funny. I should make an emote like that. Strategic fuck reserve. Oh my god, that's amazing. We need I need to create a quote command where, will someone just help me get my life together on Twitch, because I'm so lazy. I haven't done a chat bot. I haven't set up commands. Oh my god. In case of emergency, break glass. Okay, anyway, back to your reading, dearest. All right, so let me put this to my third eye and see kind of what else they're showing me. See if I can describe this person in any way, shape, or form. The word love, 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 love just keeps going through. And really, it's kind of like the ticker on CNN, but it's just in bold. Love, 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 love. That's beautiful. It's not, so wood is coming. Let's see. Wood is a gift in a certain anniversary. What, does anyone know what that is? Can anyone look that up for me? So when you give your significant other a gift of wood, what does that mean? As a shaman, I should know about this. They may have druid energy. I'm going to see one thing here real quick. So, linked with the energy of youth and persistence. In the aspect of love and relationships, the wood element is linked with the energy of youth and persistence. This force motivates people to work with a great energy and commitment, especially when it comes to relationships and their efforts to nurture them. In the wood element also can mean things in acupuncture. And so that would monitor your heartbeat, your digestion, respiration, and metabolism. A lot of this is your immune system, like your central nervous system. So it could be that part of this twin flame relationship, is to get you to practice regulating your central nervous system. I'm feeling twin flame, because usually those really, I know wood is hilarious too. So it could be your fifth chakra. So let's see. Yeah, so I was just going to say, your central nervous system, generally that's between your chest and your crown for the actual chakras. So maybe this is a twin flame for one of your higher chakras. And generally that means those are any wounding or anything that's unhealed, that those are the things that twin flame is going to kind of ignite your triggers around. So triggers around your mind and what you think triggers around your health, triggers around your intuition. So they might gaslight you and say, if you have this woman's intuition, well, they might, come at you like, you don't know what you think you know, or whatever, to challenge you to be like, to step into your power or to step into ego death and learn more. The guy bring wood and parents like that they blessed your marriage. If not, the guy steals the bride anyway. Epic. I'm getting the sense it's more about the energy, like wood energy. So I'm also getting the sense. Okay, I'm actually gonna move on from that. I'm gonna see what else they show me. I would like really clear. So they're showing me the color like this turquoise blue. So I'm getting the sense they might be a water sign in astrology, or they really like being near the water, or they wear a lot of blue, or they have blue eyes. But really more so that they might be a water sign or live near water. There and keeping in mind, twin flames don't have to be sexual relationships. They could actually be new partnerships, new friendships. It doesn't actually have to be a lover, but it's kind of juicy and fun if it is. And one of the things they're showing me is that you really like to be in control in some ways in your life, but maybe you also like a man that takes control. So they're saying that you might have to work on your receiving your divine feminine, like your more graceful aspects sometimes. So that the type of, I guess you can leave space for the type of man to play the type of role that you want. Sometimes if we're taking the reins or if we're fighting for the alpha position, a man will just sit back and not show us their tiger or their lion, because they're like, well, she's already playing that role. So it's just important to think about those dynamics. I would not by any means recommend that anyone be weak or suppress, but just considering what you would really like and what you like in the bedroom and what you like in a relationship or a lover. And is it what you've always had? Is it because that's what you've always experienced, or that's what you've had to do? Or is it because that's what you really want? And so they're saying you've reached a lot of clarity in your life. Maybe it's time to unpack some of those things. And sometimes it's really just coming back into the alignment in yourself. Like my twin flame relationship showed me that I actually didn't really want to be in a relationship. Like I loved this person so much, and like I could see a perfectly fine life with them. And like I really, really loved and deeply cared for them and loved what we had going for us, but I wasn't ready to settle down, and I was trying to like be like something for them that I really wasn't ready to be at the time. So the whole time it felt like I was resisting. I was like trying and also resisting. Okay, so that's what's coming in from that card. I'm going to pull another. And I'm not reading the deck around that one. I could, but I don't know where I put that book. Where did I put that book? It might actually be... Here it is. So also, again, the reason I'm feeling twin flame is that because the infinite, the number is 8, and we are in the year of the 8, but also it could mean that they're an August birth date too. I don't know. The channel around it, it doesn't really actually want us to know that much. It doesn't seem, because they want you to like feel into it, but yeah, it's kind of like coming into your own alignment with like source, God, universe as your divine counterpart, to feed and fuel you, but also the potentiality that this that an actual love of an actual really important relationship in your life is to be coming in. They said, an offer and opportunity is on its way to you or has recently been presented. It may be an idea for you to have been nurturing or one presented to you by another person. Sit with it. Do you feel exhilaration? Do you feel energy at the thought of saying yes? And then again, they're talking about, being in alignment with what you actually want, what you want to call in, and not just what you've had in the past. Or not calling in something that's being called from like the place of a wounded state. Like really, like, what do I want? And like, if I like a man that's really, aggressive in the bedroom, like why? What, just asking some questions like, what is that? Why do I like that? Why do I like to be dominated? Why do I like to be spanked? Not saying it's a bad thing. I think, hey, to each his own. Whatever you're into, great. But sometimes there's a reason why women have these certain roles, and it's because of how their roles with the masculine have played out outside the bedroom. And, I think there's a time and place for everything in the bedroom. Like, keep it exciting. But that is a part of this. That's definitely like they're saying, to really consider those things in your way forward as well. And what are you really looking for? What would you really love? And how would you like to be treated, propped up as a divine feminine? If you didn't have to be so tough, if you didn't have to work so hard or be so strong, what would you like in your experience? Okay, so we're going to pull from the Goddess Power deck next for you. Of course, it has to be Goddess Power. Very good. So, lots of 8s. Big wood energy. You heard it here first. There is also a species... There is also a species called druids, and your potential future twin flame could be a druid as well, which represents wood energy. You can look into that. If you type in druid, D-R-U-I-D, spiritual meaning on the internets, the world wide webs, you can read all about druids and see if maybe you can start to identify this magical person. I mean, it looks to me like they have dark hair, they have dark features, they have dark eyes, a little mysterious. Their stature isn't necessarily druid-like. They're not super tall. They're kind of just medium height. They're playful, they're funny. They make you laugh. But they do have some intensity to them, some darkness that you are meant to help them navigate and lighten up. All right, so the other cards that are being pulled is communication, Iris. This is all, again, about those upper chakras. So the same, how I said the central nervous system, this is all those same chakras. So this is a 5. This is a card of change. So again, kind of looking at communication styles and where can you embrace your divine feminine, where can you embrace the divine masculine, where can you come into better harmony between compassion, listening, and speaking up and speaking your truth. So it's a card of like balance and change, harmony, coming into your power, your mastery. I am Groot. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies so much, and Groot is epic. New beginnings, just as I said. 3, 4. So this is again, and you can see she's got a physical crown on. This is more upper chakra work. Moving forward in faith. New beginnings, and there's all sorts of beautiful pink flowers around, and then she's got a moon in her third eye. So again, womb space, divine feminine, Parvati, devotion, so, and more crown space. So they're really asking you to work on your central nervous system, where your crown is at, where you're using your intuition, using your divine feminine gifts, and really beautiful. And she's also got a gem over her third eye. So again, more lotuses. So there's lotuses all behind and also down here. You can't really see them as well. And lotuses is opening the crown chakra. So they're really asking you to think and dream and come into a really harmonized central nervous system, especially before a big relationship comes in, that possibly can trigger you. And these are all very feminine cards, like really, really feminine. So being wild and tough, but also harmonizing that with where can I step into my femininity, my attracting, my receiving, my more gentle nature, so that maybe even some men are like too intimidated to approach. And it might even yield less stress for you to just be treated like a goddess. So I don't know if that resonates with you. I'm feeling like the message is pretty clear. It's really beautiful. They're showing me Mary Magdalene, like really beautiful, like powerful goddess priestess energy, but also like really feminine, the energy of the rose, the energy of, the root, a harmonized root chakra, not being afraid to receive love, blessings, compliments, accepting beautiful gifts, expecting, I hate to use the word expecting, right? Because we want to remain open and relatively open and free of outcomes, but we can have desires. We can know our worth and know how we want to be treated. And Source is also saying, don't slum it. Like, know what you would love, and hold out for that. And even in a twin flame relationship, if it gets really intense and there's not more love than there is intensity, sometimes you have to separate and lick your wounds and see all the triggers and heal those in your own time. And I don't want to scare you, because some twin flame relationships are just fire and they're amazing, and you're literally just there to clear some karma and end a contract or continue a contract. That's already beautiful. So, and some twin flame relationships, both parties really achieve tremendous things together because they raise each other up. So I know some relationships like that as well. Good. Lovely. Lovely. You are a goddess and you deserve to be treated like one. All right. I'm also going to see, for whatever reason, they're asking me to ask if there's anything else for you just without cards. And it's funny, they just keep showing me like all this like reverberation in your crown chakra. So, you know, anyone that's willing to receive some clearing right now, actually put a 1 in the chat if you're willing to receive and a 2 in the chat if you're not. And what I'm just going to do is do some clear alignment, attunement for the field here. Very good. Okay, so we're gonna start with the root chakra, and then we're gonna do something for the central nervous system, and then we're going to do something for the crown chakra. Okay. What I want you to do is just take a couple nice, easy, deep breaths, and I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to start feeling your body. Let's not judge the breath. Let's just, whatever it is, whatever it looks like, it's perfect. Now I want you to put your hands over your heart. I am healed, whole, and sovereign. I protect my energy field of any energy that's not my own, and I do this work willingly while remaining sovereign. I am protected by a seamless mirror cocoon of the highest consciousness available now. My gifts, my power, my channel remain sovereign. My auric field remains sovereign. However, I shine pure consciousness, the pure channel that needs to come through for the healing and holding of this collective now. May they feel the beautiful gift of these healing and holding energies in their bodies now. All right, so you may start to feel some tightness in your back and your lower womb space, even like below your belly button through your groin. So I'm just going to ask that anything that needs to be freed and cleared in the womb space of the collective here, begin that process with ease and grace now at a pace that each and every individual participant is ready for in their now journey, in this current version of them. And if they are a more advanced being of more advanced capabilities, then I ask that that be cleared across any timeline version, forward and backwards, across all timelines, dimensions, and realms, with ease and grace. I want everyone here to take a big deep breath in through your nose and out with a loud sigh. Ah, like as obnoxious as you can. Ah. And you can feel that density letting go in your womb space. I can already feel that happening. And now I can feel density around the heart space. So we're going to ask that any density, any limiting beliefs, any trauma that needs to be freed, that can be freed and cleared, that's ready to be freed and cleared from the heart space now, be freed and cleared and harmonized fully at 100% positive, divine feminine and divine masculine with ease and grace that's the best possible for each individual participant in this collective now. At a pace that is the best for each participant now. Forward, backwards, left, right, north, south, east, and west. We heal, whole, and harmonize the heart space in the highest good of every participant in this collective, to earth, air, fire, water, and ether with ease and grace at the highest available pace that would be most comfortable and beneficial to the now version of everyone in this collective. A big deep breath in and out through the front of the heart and the back of the heart space. Literally feel your lungs go out through your back. Imagine the air blowing out through the front and doing that back and forth a few times. You might start to feel some pins and needles in there. You might start to feel some pain on the left side of your heart. That's just opening. That's just energy moving. You might start to feel some energy tightness around your solar plexus right here in the middle of your chest. That's just the energy moving back up, getting circulation in through your heart space. And I'm going to say one more thing around the heart space. I'm feeling inclined that we have some overachievers here. So for those that are on the ascension path, consciously or unconsciously in this collective, we ask that the energy in the heart space that needs to be brought into alignment, anything that needs to be let go, free and cleared, healed and hold, or any limiting beliefs that can be removed now, any blockages in the heart space, be done with ease and grace across all timeline versions of them, forward and backwards, across all dimensions and realms now, or at a pace that's best for them. All right, now I'm just going to have you guys sit and keep breathing, feeling the feels. I'm going to just work on your solar plexus real quick. And this can make you feel a little nauseous. It can cause a feeling of sometimes heartburn, sometimes anxiety. That is just the energy moving and flowing. And any density letting go, freeing and clearing now. Calling in the Divine Mothers, full wash. Full wash at the solar plexus, front, back, side to side. Divine Mothers, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael at the highest benevolence now. Especially in the back, the receiving position. Please, Divine Feminine, heal, whole, harmonize, 100% positive now. Left hip, clearing any resistance to receiving the Divine Feminine energies now. Very good. So much better. And you might have just felt like a big release happen. No, just create. Don't like the word release. A big letting go, kind of like a balloon feeling. Move up your inner channel, your spine. All right, so now we're going to the third eye and the crown. Woo, that feels so good. Just asking that source energy help awaken this collective. Help them gain further clarity, further intuitive gifts, further presence. Asking if it's permitted in their current experience for their highest good that their mind yield to their beautiful cosmic hearts. Opening at the left outside of the heart. now, paving way for the mind, the crown, the third eye to yield and connect to the cosmic heart now. Everyone, take a big deep breath in. Hold it at the top in your crown for 3 seconds. Out like you're breathing through a straw. That is a good breath to do that actually harmonizes your central nervous system and your left and right brain. And if it's in everyone's good or just for those whose good it is in, we would ask that the pineal gland be opened, the masculine and feminine pineal glands in the middle of the brain and the back of the neck be further open for even more intuition, clarity, guidance, self-love, and divinity now. In the now version, that it would be most ease and graceful of the current collective, and for any of the more advanced, capable participants here that could take a little more willingly, easily, we ask that that be aligned and activated across all timeline versions, dimensions, and realms now. And again, going back through, harmonizing, healing, and holding the receiving state, the lower back. Oof. The lower back, all the vital organs, the kidneys. Calling in the Divine Mothers to just shake it out. I want everyone to just give yourself a little shake, left to right, holding your heart space, just shaking the core of your body out a little bit. You might burp. Excuse me, burp for confirmation. We're doing some good stuff here. You might feel a little nauseous. That'll pass. Just moving some energy. All right. This or something better, and so it is. It is done as it is done as it is done. I ask that the angels and each number one guide for each of this collective here remain with them through this work, so that it may be received and implemented, attuned, embodied with the most ease and grace possible, yielding beautiful, loving, magical, healing, holding, abundant, vitalizing results. Closing the energy field of those participating at this time. You are all sovereign. You are all held in seamless mirrored cocoons of the highest consciousness available to you. I hope you enjoyed that, my pretty, lovely, beautiful soul friends. Sometimes it takes folks a while to come back from the healing. Your heart space might still be throbbing. You might feel electricity in your body. You might feel pulsing. I highly recommend taking a few deep breaths, grabbing some water. Be careful when you stand up. You might be a little dizzy. I love feedback if anyone wants to write in the chat. Well, that happens too. I lose people during the healings. They like fall asleep or Good. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I highly recommend drinking some water, eating some food, getting yourself grounded, doing some nice breath work, taking a bath, maybe even cleansing or saging yourself if you're into those sort of practices, lighting a candle, lighting some incense. Um, I I tried to just do a little healing, but a lot of stuff came up for you all. So we cleared like like 5 chakras. Whoops. You're welcome. Oh man. Sorry, not sorry. I'm also an activator, so even just this is part of my mission on the planet, being a clear channel, is even just being in my presence, your life will start to move faster. Things will start to move for you. You'll process karma quicker. The good things will come quicker. You'll have generally more clarity. And sometimes it's funny because I'm transmuting a lot of it through my field. Sometimes my clients reach their manifestations way faster than I will, because part of the work I do is holding people's energy, their space, their manifestations, their sewing up things in the astral for them, working forward and backwards in time. So if I come into your dreams, don't be surprised. I did close your fields and protect you, and my field's closed as well. So it's nothing bad or good. It's just kind of sometimes what Source does. What my role as a golden light weaver is. It's like creating a huge web of light across all timelines, dimensions, and realms. It's pretty cool, I guess. Said in my worst Napoleon Dynamite voice. You guys are still here. I love you guys. I was thinking I might raid out. And I was just going to go take a quick look, see what's going down. But I just accidentally went all the way out of Twitch. Let's see who's on. What's on? Please stay for the raid. Oh, let's go into Jet's channel. That is just so much fun. He's such a hoot. Let's go in there. That'll be fun. That means I gotta spell Jitsinator Sukani, which is always fun. You are very welcome, dear Cece. I love you so much. I mean, you were one of the first people I met on Twitch, like, what, has it been 2.5, 3 years ago now? I'm trying to type on my phone with my laptop computer. Duh. Okay, remind me how to raid. What do? I do a front slash, and then do I type raid? I can't remember. It's been probably 3 weeks to a month since my last stream. I've been busy working in real life. Ow. I can still feel all of your heart spaces. Yeah, okay. Very good. Don't I have to do the @ too? There you go. All right, let's see if this channel is intended for mature audiences. Oh my goodness. Oh, did I do it wrong? No, I think I did it right. Didn't I? Maybe it didn't post. Yes, I did. Yay! Okay, here we go. Thanks, everybody. I love you so much. Oh my God.